In Cambodia, mass murder has become part of the landscape.
Come on, go, Maru.
Boys like Pensakeng and his friends even play in the killing fields. Behind their village is Phnom Sampurv Mountain, one of 540 known execution sites of the Khmer Rouge. For the local children, it's like a macabre ghost story, complete with child-killing monsters and a cave full of bones. But here, the monsters were real, and the horrors really happened.
The boy and girl is small, children, and Khmer kill, push down and die.
And the reason why the Khmer Rouge killed people here by throwing them on rocks was quite simple. It saved on bullets. The Khmer Rouge program of genocide was far more ambitious than even Hitler's or Stalin's. In less than 4 years, they would kill almost a quarter of their population. Old people, young people, even babies were slaughtered in their thousands. But what really distinguishes it is that most of the people who planned and ordered this are alive and well. They live just down the road. Men like Khieu Samphan, the Khmer Rouge Prime Minister, now enjoying a full amnesty and expecting full forgiveness.
Ask for all the Cambodians, let bygone be bygone.
Are you prepared at all to say sorry to the Cambodians who died under your regime, to those who survived? Are you prepared in any way to show any remorse for what took place?
Yes, sorry, very sorry.
And Pol Pot's brother-in-law, Ieng Sary, ranked at number 5 in the genocidal hierarchy, now enjoying a royal pardon. At least 6 other members of the Khmer Rouge cabinet are living in comfortable retirement.
They look pretty healthy to me. I met them a couple of times, and they have nice villa with air conditionings. They have nice cars. I'm sure they don't want to die. I can guarantee you that. And they have plenty of resources to take care of themselves.
Few acts in history can compare to their crimes. Led by Pol Pot, the Khmer Rouge set out to destroy Cambodian society to create a perfect revolutionary state. Millions were expelled from the cities to work as slave labourers on the land. Hundreds of thousands died from starvation and disease. Just as many were executed as counter-revolutionaries. Wherever possible, the Khmer Rouge killed their wives and children too. In the village of Phnom Sampurv, not a single family escaped the killing spree. By the age of 15, T had lost his entire family.
I have 2 elder sisters and 1 youngest brother, and me and my parents. So 6 people in my family, but I lost 5.
Looking back, can you understand how it happened, why it happened?
Yeah, even now, nobody understands the reason why they kill lots of people like that, you know. Even me now, I don't understand. So I think I would like to hear from, you know, the reason why from the former Khmer.
You find them just 60 kilometres from his village. Past a jungle checkpoint, down a dusty, bombed-out road. This is where the Khmer Rouge fled when they were driven from power in 1979. Today, Pai Lin's 40,000 residents still include some of the most senior leaders of Pol Pot's regime. The governor, Yi Chen, is widely reputed to be Pol Pot's son. He insists they should not be punished.
អ្នកខ្លះនោះយើងខ្ញុំយល់ថាមិនចំណេញឲ្យកម្ពុជាមិនចំណេញឲ្យប្រជាពលរដ្ឋទាំងមូលនេះជាគំនិតរបស់ខ្ញុំអត្តនោម័តរបស់ខ្ញុំ
Why not? Why not?
ព្រោះយើងខ្ញុំយល់អញ្ចេះគឺថាខ្មែរនឹងគឺថាប្រមាណទសវត្សរ៍ហើយគឺមិនដែលមានសេចក្តីសុខទេអានោះទី1តែទី2ការធ្វើសន្តិភាពពេលនេះគឺធ្វើសន្តិភាពដោយរវាងថ្នាក់ដឹកនាំរបស់រដ្ឋាភិបាលនិងថ្នាក់ដឹកនាំនៃខ្មែរក្រហមដែលមានទស្សនៈជាតិសាមគ្គីឯកភាពពង្រួមគ្នាផ្សះផ្សាដើម្បីបញ្ចប់សង្គ្រាមនៅក្នុងកម្ពុជា
Yi Chen was the Khmer Rouge military commander when Pailin defected to the government in August 1996. 10,000 troops laid down their arms and swapped their uniforms in return for amnesties and autonomy. Pol Pot held out till he died in the jungle, but the late 90s saw his fellow murderers defect en masse. Prime Minister Hun Sen welcomed them as elder statesmen. It was seen as the price for peace, but most victims still yearn to see them punished. Dr. Lau Mong Hai has spent 10 years campaigning for a genocide trial.
The Khmer Rouge themselves are a demon in our Cambodian body. We have to exorcise this demon.
What happened to your family during the Khmer Rouge?
My little brother was arrested and tortured to death.
Every single Cambodian lost family and friends, but none of Pol Pot's deputies have ever been punished. Now, under pressure from the United Nations, Cambodia says that's about to change.
We will try the Khmer Rouge, I said we will, for the crime that they have committed against not only the people of Cambodia, but against humanity.
But the proposal before Parliament is not what the UN wanted. Instead of an international court, it would be dominated by Cambodians, and many believe Cambodia simply cannot deliver justice.
The human remains here, like this skull, are just one small part of the total collection of evidence.
Genocide investigator Craig Etchison has spent the past decade gathering evidence against the Khmer Rouge leadership. He does not believe Cambodian judges and prosecutors have the expertise or independence to convict them.
The Khmer Rouge literally killed virtually every single lawyer in the country. They dismantled all of the existing legal institutions.
Last month, the justice system was put to the test, trying the former mid-level Khmer Rouge commander, Shuk Rin. He was the man behind the kidnap and murder of Australian social worker David Wilson, and he walked free from the court.
More than anything, the trial of Shuk Rin served to underline the fact that impunity continues to reign in Cambodia for the Khmer Rouge.
In 1994, Shuk Rin led an attack on a passenger train, slaughtering more than a dozen Cambodians. They kidnapped and later executed David Wilson and 2 other foreign travellers. Despite this, Shuk Rin was allowed to take advantage of a general amnesty and became a colonel in the Royal Cambodian Army. But after intense international pressure, he was charged with murder.
Shuk Rin was not on trial for the murder of 20 Cambodians. He was on trial for the murder of 3 foreigners. What does this say about Cambodia's commitment to justice?
Even then, he was let free. Last month, on the first day of his trial, the court ruled the amnesty excused any crime. The case was dismissed.
The Cambodians were not even able to properly interpret their own domestic laws. And so under these circumstances, I think there's no hope that they could properly interpret international law for these kinds of very complex crimes.
And it's unclear when or if Parliament will set up the Genocide Tribunal. The government has put the proposal on hold, demanding further negotiations with the UN. Dr. Lau believes the government wants to stall the issue until the UN gives up trying.
Protracted negotiations and a statement here and there, and then they are mercurial, over this trial issue. You see?
So do you think the Cambodian government wants to have a trial?
Deep down, no. Why? Because some of our rulers, were serving, were associating with the Khmer Rouge. They were Khmer Rouge themselves. So I believe that some of them have their skin to save.
Both major political parties include high-ranking Khmer Rouge officers. The peace deal saw some Khmer Rouge leaders rewarded with senior military posts. Thailand's Governor Yi Chen warns any move to arrest them would be met by force.
ហើយយើងខ្ញុំមានជំនឿលើខ្លួនយើងខ្ញុំថាប្រជាជនកម្ពុជាគឺអត់ត្រូវការសង្គ្រាមតទៅទៀតទេហើយក៏ត្រូវការសាមគ្គីជាតិទាំងមូលត្រូវការឯកភាពហើយត្រូវការផ្សះផ្សាគ្នាពីព្រោះរឿងអតីតកាលអាចមានបញ្ហាជាបុគ្គលខ្លះប៉ុន្តែជាទូទៅរួមគ្នាអានេះដែលខ្ញុំមានជំនឿ
The former Khmer Rouge have retained the commercial interests that helped fund their armed rebellion. They've now supplemented Pailin's gem mines and timber holdings with international casinos. Opposite the main casino, in a tightly guarded jungle compound, is the villa of Khmer Rouge Premier Khieu Samphan. This house in the centre of Pailin is home to Ieng Sary. In earlier days, he almost revelled in being a Khmer Rouge celebrity, telling the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation he would write a history of the Khmer Rouge years. But talk of a genocide trial has made him suddenly camera shy. This is Ieng Sary's son, Ieng Vut, the nephew of Pol Pot. He's now Pailin's deputy governor. His appointment represents a seamless transfer of power to the second generation. But Vut insists his elders are being judged too harshly. Do you acknowledge that the Khmer Rouge carried out genocide, that more than 1 million people were murdered in this country?
But
under the proposal, the standing committee of the Khmer Rouge would be indicted. That includes your parents. Do you support that? Every morning, former Khmer Rouge fighters line up as loyal police to salute the Royal Cambodian flag. It's as though changing uniforms can shed the past. Pailin now appears to be utterly normal, no different from any provincial Cambodian town. And that's how officials want the world to see it.
Hello.
Dung was once Pol Pot's radio chief, pumping out Maoist propaganda and urging violence against their enemies. Now he presents easy listening. Pol Pot's genocide killed 5 members of Dung's family, but he says there should be no talk of a trial. Doing nothing would be the easy option, and the threat of armed resistance has given Phnom Penh a convenient escape clause. Many people say that if the Khmer Rouge leaders are tried, the war could start again.
There are real risk. Yes, there are real risk. If that kind of risk not really will appear, but if really the real risk, I think that we have to think twice before.
But even in Pailin, many would like the government to call their bluff. Som Nang supports his family by selling gems from the old Khmer Rouge mines. He doubts anyone would lift a finger to defend their old leaders. And in theory, there should be no trouble getting convictions. The Genocide Documentation Centre has compiled an awesome record of Pol Pot's 3 years, 8 months and 20 days of slaughter. The main targets are the Khmer Rouge Standing Committee, the survivors now aged between 68 and 75. The centre's director, Yuk Chung, has been patiently tracking them for 5 years.
To see them who are responsible for what happened to more than 1 million people and walking free and enjoys this kind of luxury. That's I feel like they're making business out of the blood or something. It's very immoral.
Occasionally, he even runs into them. A short distance from the centre is another of Ieng Saree's villas, a nouveau riche mansion just behind the Russian embassy.
He's responsible for my sister who died at the Khmer Rouge, my uncles, my niece, my nephews, my distant relative, and 1.7 million. And now he lives next door, just a couple of blocks from the center. I'm sure he may be tapping my telephone line or something, but who cares?
Do they still frighten you?
They should be afraid of me, because I have the evidence can put them in jail.
There is no luxury for the Khmer Rouge victims. 30 years of war and terror have shattered Cambodia. Farmland has been turned into minefields. Communities have been torn apart. But slowly, many victims are recovering from the genocide. T lived most of his life alone, but now has a family of his own. 2 young daughters are helping fill the loss of his sisters, brother and parents.
I lost my family, you know. Now I started to have a new family.
But he wants them to grow up in a society that knows the difference between right and wrong and that punishes the guilty.
I think it's very important for Cambodian people, especially for young generation.
You'd like them to know what happened and what must never happen again?
Yeah, because their grandfather, mother, and their uncle, aunt, were dead during the Khmer regime. But now they didn't know. But when they are growing, they must ask me. They might ask me.
Where's grandma?
Yeah, their grandmother, their grandfather.
Cambodia is still to come to terms with an almost unimaginable past. Half the population has been born since the genocide, but it continues to scar every one of them. Cambodia must now decide which call to answer, the demands of political expedience or the silent cries for justice in a country built on graves.
Please, yeah.